Hi everyone, Marcella Basta here, sharing with you today another golden nugget of knowledge. I'm hoping it helps you in whatever path or in whatever part you are in your life. I hope it helps you in some way. Yesterday I posted, I did a Facebook Live video on my fan page, Marcella Basta Fans, over at Facebook. Feel free to go over and check it out. But I posted a video on 2 really simple things you could do to remove stress and overwhelm. And after some thought, I had posted that video about midday. After some thought, some tossing and turning last night, I realized I really didn't express the importance of de-stressing the mind and removing overwhelm. I didn't share how crucial it is, how it could save your life, and how it's probably something as important as eating and drinking. We all need to eat right, we all need to drink. I believe de-stressing your mind and removing overwhelm is just as important. So go over and check out the Facebook live video, and you can pick up some points there. But what I'm going to share with you right now is where stress and overwhelm, where it could lead to, where it starts and where it could lead to, so that you could see and maybe be enlightened with some information that I haven't found anywhere else. This is what I've seen in my own life, and what I've seen in the people that I've helped, what I've seen in paying attention to human behavior these last 20 years. I've been extremely passionate about understanding and learning human behavior. I watch and pay attention to patterns, and this is what I have found. Stress and overwhelm, I'm going to show you my board. Stress and overwhelm actually is at the top. Stress and overwhelm is the beginning stages that leads you into a downward spiral, which eventually can lead you into depression hell. I know for me it's true. That's what I went through. As I went back and analyzed 20 years ago what I was dealing with, I realized I was so stressed and overwhelmed, I didn't even know how to handle it all. So what I did is I shut down. And I shut down a lot. Unfortunately, I was not a functioning parent at the time. At the time I was working full-time, going to school part-time. I wanted to be a police officer, believe it or not. I was going to school part-time, and I was going through a divorce. I had a lot on my plate. Not only that, but I was also dealing with flashbacks of childhood traumas. They would come at certain times, unexpected, and it would just paralyze me. So on top of everything else, I was also having to deal with that. I was stressed and overwhelmed. And so I know for me, going down into that depression hell, nipping it in the butt up there, I probably didn't have to go through what I went through, but honestly, I'm very thankful I did, because now I'm here to share it with you. Anyways, so stress and overwhelm. Let me just make sure that you could see the board here. I'm trying to record, but it's not letting me do the button where I can flip the phone, so I can't see myself as I'm talking to you. So I hope you can see it all. Anyways, so stress. So stress is the beginning. It starts with stress, and then with stress causes the overwhelm. The overwhelm causes you to shut down. These negative thoughts begin once all this has kicked in. I believe these three actually kind of start all at the same time, okay? But in order to see the process, this is how I think it is. So the stress causes overwhelm. Overwhelm begins the negative thoughts. The negative thoughts cause the anxiety. When you're constantly having negative thoughts, you start to feel anxiety. You start to feel the panic, the stress. Oh my gosh, you start panting. That anxiety turns into a panic attack, panicking. The panic attack is your thought, and then you start panting, and then you start thinking about the thought, and you start panting, and then you're in full panic attack mode. And this is where you need the brown bag, 911 is called, you're rushed to the ER thinking you're having a heart attack. Panic attack caused by anxiety, caused by negative thoughts, caused by overwhelm, caused by stress. So from panic attacks, these 3 have already begun with this. But after the panic attacks, you start to feel a little insecure. You start thinking you're not strong enough. You start thinking, am I going crazy? You start thinking, what's wrong with me? So you start decreasing your self-love. You start decreasing your self-esteem. You start decreasing your confidence. And what ends up happening once you get to this point, and all this can happen really fast, okay? For me, I think it started when I was 21. It was like a 4-year process, but within that 1 year, from 23 to 24, I think within that 1 year, when I really was suffering with the clinical depression, I think it happened within that time frame where I went from here all the way to here. After here, I fell into that deep depression, and I couldn't function. I couldn't think. I didn't want to feel. I just wanted to sleep forever. At this point, I did what most people do, and what most people do is find an addiction. My addiction of choice was sleeping. An addiction is something that you do to numb your pain. For me, it was sleeping. I would feel pain, I would go to sleep. I slept most of my days away. Other people find different addictions: drug addiction, gambling addictions, sex addictions, hoarding addictions, anything that keeps you from numbing, food addictions, anything that keeps you from feeling and numbing your pain is an addiction. So that's where you're in depression. If you are suffering from any addiction, you are depressed. Look back at all this and I guarantee you have it. From that depression, for me, I went down and began having suicidal thoughts. I began to think I would rather be dead than alive. I would think I just don't want to feel. I want to sleep forever. This right here is the pit of hell. I came back from it, thank God. A lot of people, anybody can come back from it once you're here. Anybody can come back from it once you're here. By the grace of God, I came back. He put a man in my path that showed me how and made me realize that I wasn't crazy and that I could fix it and it was curable. So once you get to this point, it's still curable. You could still fix it. You have to go back and you have to de-stress your mind. You have to remove overwhelm. You have to change your negative thoughts. Those negative thoughts will clear up these two. And once you start changing the negative thoughts, it starts to build your self-esteem, your self-love, and your confidence. I hope you see the importance, absolute importance of de-stressing your mind and removing overwhelm. I don't know where you're at in any one of these steps. Look to see where you're at. And just know that if you go back to this and you remove stress and overwhelm, you'll start to feel and start healing any of these other parts. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel. Go over to my Facebook page, Marcela Basta Fans. Leave me a comment. Private message me. Let me know if I can help you in any way. If you have questions, I would love to answer them via Facebook Live. I could do another video so that multiple people can get benefit from it. So anyways, that's what I have. Thank you so much. And happiness is a choice. It is always your choice. Take care.